Is China able to bypass restrictions? Do they even need to be using US technology? Can they grow it at home now in a more advanced manner than we thought?
Well, first, Caroline, thanks for having me. And that's a great question. I think it's probably a mix. First, we do have to continue to, put in place export controls and other policy levers to prevent the transfer of technology to China, really to prevent their military from using dual-use technology to continue to build systems that place us at risk, but also to create a level playing field for our companies. And this phone definitely shows that they can work their way around our export controls. There's a few areas that really worry me. RISC-V, which is the open source chip design, is really getting us in trouble.
Mark, I'm so glad you went there. 7 nanometer was a surprise, right? And the chips found in the Mate 60 Pro. RISC-V, the architecture. Why is that a technological concern to you? You see it as a backdoor?
Absolutely. You described it perfectly. It is a backdoor to allow the intellectual property work being done by engineers in the United States to be easily exported into China. It avoids the export controls that we put on very specific on company chip designs of certain sizes, and the provision of semiconductor manufacturing equipment, from companies like AMSL and others. So this is allowing that intellectual property to get back into China. And if you look at who's using the RISC-V products, it is broadly these Chinese companies.
Mark, if the investigation finds breaches of sanctions, what is the remedy? What can the US actually do about this?
Well, I think first, put the proper export control. Where there was a gap, close the gap. And we definitely have to get more agile. I mean, our export control management, our listing of companies who have made violations is extremely pedestrian and not agile. We have to become more agile, and we can't be playing whack-a-mole with 1,000 holes on the whack-a-mole grid, right? We have to more aggressively determine what are those technologies we're going to limit and pass broader export controls to get it. I would tell you RISC-V is a place I'd go first.